violins. Today we're going to be working on the 1 octave A major scale on the violin, and we actually have two different octaves that we can do in first position, and both of them are pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead and go over both of them, and as your class practices the 1 octave A major scale, I would encourage you to alternate between the two different octaves that you can play. So let's go ahead and start with the lower octave of A major. This one starts with A on the G string, so a good way to tune that is to play your open A and then find the note that matches on the G string and then slide it around a little bit if it doesn't seem to be in tune with what the open A sounded like. So for the lower octave, you are going to be using your 3/4 finger pattern. So that looks like this. You're going to be playing whole step from 1 to 2, whole step from 2 to 3, and then half step from 3 to 4 if you do use the 4th finger. And we also call that high 3rd finger. So you're going to be playing the C sharp and the G sharp with your high 3rd finger. Incidentally, there are 3 sharps in the key of A major. So you have F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp in this key. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with 1st finger on the G string, whole step to 2nd finger B, C sharp, 3rd finger, whole step. Then you can do open D, 1st finger, F sharp is a whole step to G sharp, and then 4th finger A. Going down, same notes. And you may decide to use the 4th finger instead of the open D. Now the upper octave is, I think, even simpler. It is your 2/3 finger pattern, which is probably the first one that you learned. And you're going to start on the open A string, and then remember, any scale that starts on the open A string is going to be a fingering similar to when you played D major or G major, starting on the open string, just 1, 2, 3, 4 with the half step between the 2 and 3. And because your 4th finger note on the A string is the one that corresponds with the open E string, which we do avoid more often than not, I would encourage you to always use 4th finger instead of playing the open E. So the fingering there is open, B, C sharp, half step to D, 4th finger E, 1st finger F sharp, 2nd finger G sharp, this is high 2nd, not low 2nd, and then 3rd finger is A. And always, when you get to that 3rd finger note, compare it with your open A just to make sure that it's in tune, and then coming down. So probably the only thing that is tricky about that scale is getting that 4th finger in tune. It is a little bit of a stretch, but once you've done it a while, you'll get pretty used to using that 4th finger, especially on the A string. Let's go ahead and try both of those with a beat. We're going to start with the lower octave, and we're going to go 2 beats per note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the upper octave. 1, 2, 3, 4. So A major is a key that you probably haven't encountered a whole lot yet, but we do see it quite often in string music. And especially when you're playing a piece in the key of D major, quite often you will have a modulation to the key of A major. So maybe they don't change the key signature, but you'll start to see a few G sharps thrown in, and that's always an indication that functionally you have moved temporarily to the key of A major. So it's a really great one to practice, especially on the violin. A lot of fiddle music tends to be in the key of A major. So good luck and happy practicing.